VFC are known for making guns that are extremely good looking. The quality of a VFC gas gun is second to none, and the attention to detail that goes with VFC guns is astounding. It's staggering how good they look compared to a real gun. This is a VFC MP5. I've got a real trigger group on this one, as you can see. That is a real Heckler & Koch semi-auto trigger group. I've got the real mount, the real handguard, real stock, because it's so good that it just takes those parts straight away. The realism is absolutely amazing. It's the one time where I'd accept one of my guns to be scratched up and a little bit scuffed because of the quality of it. I've got the steel bolt inside it, which makes it run. Now, I live in a world where things are either good or they're bad. This is a shit gun. The VFC MP5 is a massive pile of wank. There's a reason I'm not picturing it fully, and that is because we're not talking about the VFC MP5. I've got 7 of them, and I love them. They are so fucking great to look at. But they do work like shit. It takes a lot of time and effort to make them work properly. I point this out only because I've been lucky enough to pick up one of these. This is the HK45 CT by VFC. Now, VFC guns, as we know, are very, very, very gorgeous to look at. But they generally work like trash. The newer line of AEGs are a lot better than they used to be, but unfortunately I don't feel the amount you pay for them quantifies what you're getting inside that box. Anyone who's fired a VP9, you've got half the people who've said, yeah, mine's fine. I know someone who's won a competition with one. That's more down to his skills than the gun, I think, because the gun is a cracking pile of shit. This, however, is a VFC HK45 CT. It's not entirely VFC. A lot of parts on the inside of here are actually KSC. What you could say about it is that VFC took the frame and they took the material of the slide and then they completely restructured the internals up here but kept pretty much everything that's KSC down here. They changed a lot about the way the hop unit works. Lots and lots of differences, and I was shocked when VFC produced a gun that I believe is the best gas blowback pistol that is of a brand new design that has come out in the last 5 years. I've yet to fire anything that is as good as this. No matter what I do with it, it works. If it's cold, if it's hot, if it's lubed, if it's not lubed, whichever gas you put in it, whichever BBs you put in it, you pull that trigger, the BBs are coming out the end, they're coming out accurately. It's running at around 290 on the lowest power gas, up to about 350, 360 if you've got a way to guard a power-up gas. No matter what you do with this gun, it just fucking works. It is absolutely phenomenal. This is not the one I bought originally. I bought this one because I fell in love with the one that I bought second-hand, and I thought I need to use this as a backup gun. And I'm not willing to spend the 40 odd pound for a spare mag when I can go straight to Hong Kong and I can buy a trademark version that I can keep in mint condition or as near as, with all the correct trademarks and without all that Umarex bullshit tattooed all over it. So that's what I did. Instead of buying spare mag, I went out and bought a completely separate gun. This is the second-hand version that I've got. There are differences between the Asia version and between the Umarex Rest of the World version. You can see all the trademarks on here. HK sidearms, la 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 la. All these lovely little words on the side. If you compare it to what you've got on the Umarex version, you've got Cal 6mm BB. It does say Heckler & Koch on it, but it does say 6mm BB, and that's very frustrating. The chamber markings are different. You don't have some of the little proof markings you'd get. And if you flip it over, the worst offenders turn up. Trademarks mean a lot to me, and so does the build quality. Trademarks are very important to a collector. On here, you've got these wonderful trademarks. On here, you've got nothing. It's completely blank. When you flip her over again, you'll see they've put on the side of the slide, licensed by Heckler & Koch, Umarex, blah 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 blah. I've actually painted over these so that they don't stand out quite so much. It bugs me that a company will make a gun that is as fucking great looking as this, and then it will get rebranded and relicensed by companies like Umarex and yada yada yada. And because the gun is already built, all the molds are already made, you can pick up this gun with all the wonderful trademarks, and you can pay, let's say, about 100 quid for it. Or you can buy the version with the incorrect trademarks, licensed product of, and then when you get it, you're paying up to £180 for one of these. I think this one here, the price in the box was around £200. And that's fucking mind-boggling, because you really can pick up the Asia version for half the price, and it's got the correct trademarks on. You are paying double the price because they're making you have this bullshit on it. Because I don't want to be firing my HK45CT, it's in great condition, I want to keep it as mint as possible. I bought that one so it can go in my cabinet and go, wow, what a beautiful piece. This is the one we're going to be fucking around with today. It is such a good gun. It's never leaked, ever. The paint doesn't wear off very easily from the mag. It fills perfectly every time, and I can clear over 80 rounds easily from one full of gas, and that is any gas I choose to put inside it. It's such a great gun. Now, a lot of these parts work the same as what you get in a KSC gun. So if I drop the hammer, using the trigger, pop the mag in, that will not fire. The mechanism needs arming by wrecking the slide. Now it will fire. It's that simple. Decocker works. Once you've rocked the decocker, you can then still pull the trigger and it will fire. That's no problem at all. Mag release is in a nice place, and unlike things like the Mark 23 SOCOM, when you drop the mag out, you don't pinch your fingers when you slide a mag back in. There's a temptation for the gun just to take a little nip out of you about here when you throw that mag inside, and it does bite your fucking fingers, and that really sucks. That is the worst thing. I'm not someone who wants to be using tactical wanker gloves. I want to be able to feel the gun in my hand so that I can feel like a cool badass. I don't want to be wearing loads of stuff and frilly skirts because, you know, you have to do it when you're playing milsim. No matter what I do with this gun, I know it's going to fire. There's no problem around it. It's going to fire. If anyone says what is the best gun that I can buy right now, if there's no budget concerns, I'd be telling people to buy themselves an HK45CT. As you can see, anyone who notices, this is the same design as what you'd get with a KSC. That is all KSC design. If I pop out one of my USPs by KSC, now similarities between a KSC USP and one of the VFC HK45CTs, you can see that some of the designs in there are reasonably similar. They've got different loading nozzles, etc, but you can see they are different. But it's all screwed in place. Now, KSC don't normally screw parts in place. VFC do. You've got one screw in this KSC. In the back of here, you've got 3 screws. One here, and one here. That holds everything together. The hop on a KSC is adjusted just up inside there. The hop on this VFC is adjusted. You can do it on this wheel if you want to, but you adjust it by turning the spring guide. That's how you adjust the hop, and that is really cool because you can do that on the fly if you need to. That's a great design feature. The materials used on the externals, obviously mine is very different because mine's a ship design slide that's been Cerakoted. The difference is, normally you'd have a magnesium slide in a KWA and a plastic slide on a KSC. That is exactly the same as what you'd get on the VFC HK45CT, so I don't know where the collaboration came from in that regard. The interesting parts come from when you start looking at the USP, which is over here, and the HK45, which is over here. Because as you can see, although one's a little bit oily, they are both the same internal design. That is the KSC design they've been using for a decade now inside their USPs. Even when they transitioned over to System 7, or NS2 as KWA call it, that is still the same design. for you to reassemble, I'm going to show you some very, very cool things about this gun. Now luckily I don't mind if this one stretches up, because this is my actual usage gun. I know I've got one in the chamber, and I know that I've got BBs in the mag, but I'm not stupid and I'm not going to shoot myself with it. And I do have eye protection available to me. I know no matter what I do with this, no matter what I do, this gun is going to fire. I'll do it sideways as well. It is amazing. It's awesome. There is nothing I can do to this gun to stop it from firing. I'm so impressed with it. It can be hot, it can be cold. I can put fresh gas in the mag of any kind. It doesn't matter. I can mix gases. It doesn't matter. Anything I do with this gun, and I'm going to freeze this thing out. I'm going to make this so cold. Okay? And I know that even when I fire it sideways, it's going to work. It is absolutely, I mean, even upside down. It is absolutely fantastic. There is nothing that is going to stop this gun from firing. There are not many guns that can do that. I can abuse it, I can smash it around, I can throw it around the place, and it doesn't matter. I've even dropped it on its mag lips, and because of the type of plastic they've used, they don't bend. I love hating everything. I fucking hate everything. It's really fun. You should try hating everything. This gun is unhateable, unless you simply don't like the shape of it. And I don't like the shape of an HK45, because the grips on a normal HK45 look like Spider-Man's cock. You know, you take a look at yours and it looks like a fucking Spider-Man costume. It's a really, really pathetically awful design. It's so childish and sad. It's just fucking vile. This here is just a great gun. It goes no matter what I do to it. And I cannot recommend this enough. It is a 16mm thread, so you need to get an adapter so you can get the 14mm thread and put a tracer unit on if you want to. And it does rock a tracer unit and a suppressor with the adapter absolutely flawlessly. And that's the little tiny Ace-Tech lighters, or it could be the great Mahusive B&T big fucking tracers. It works with those as well. But there is literally nothing that I can do to this gun that means it won't fire. I've dropped it in water, I've dropped it in dirt, and I'm not dumb, so I get the dirt out, obviously. But it goes. It just really, really goes. The only slight downside is I've not managed to make it hop anything more than a 2.8. It just doesn't like more than 2.8s. But I can live with that, because I'm happy using 2.5s. You know, 2.8, it will hop it, but it requires a bit more higher pressure gas than 144 or green gas. It will lift it. But that doesn't matter to me, because when using it as a sidearm, it doesn't matter. And it will throw a 2.5 into the fucking distance. It is phenomenal. It fits inside its own proprietary holsters, but it also fits inside USP compact holsters. It fits in a variety of fitted holsters in that regard. It is absolutely flawless. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to re-gas the gun, and we're going to see how many dry rounds, without any BBs in it, we can get out of the gun before it fails or runs out of gas. And that's a big thing to me, because there are a lot of guns out there. You know, the TM1911 is amazing. It's such a great gun, but it doesn't hold really more than about 25, 26 rounds of gas reliably. Again, that doesn't fuss me, because in real life terms, you've got 7 rounds, maybe 8. Depending on, you've got one chamber, depending on the size of your mag. Assume 7 rounds on a normal 1911. So one of these, it'll be holding 45 cal ammo. And we should be able to get at least 20, 30 shots out of this. This is where it's going to get interesting. You should see exactly how many shots this thing gets out of it. It's absolutely phenomenal, because you can literally run around, spank out a mag, refill it with BBs, put it back in, spank out a mag, fill it with BBs, put it back in, spank out a mag, and it will keep going and going and going. And I'll do a little test for you now. So let's get her gassed up again. So this test is on Nuprol 1. It's March. It's reasonably cold. I want to get at least 40 rounds out of this or I'll look like a cunt. I think we'll double it. Alright? Are we ready? Make sure I'm holding it so I'm not resting it on the ground or anything. Right, ready? We're going to count. I'll hold the slide down myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. That's 50 rounds through it, and you've seen it. 50 rounds, I've not taken the mag out, there's no shithead HPA line. That's 50 rounds. Now it is starting a little bit cold, and the nozzle didn't return all the way there. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. 60 rounds. I'm going to be fair to the gun, because that is going to be cold. That's going to be very, very cold. I'm going to give it a moment just to warm up. The only time I saw gas venting out of that, I think, was on the first 1, maybe 2 shots. And I've absolutely forgotten what number we're on, because that's how my brain works. I don't recall if that's 50 or 60. I don't remember. Oh, fuck. Never mind. Let's assume it's 50. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, but maybe 70. There we go, that's the nozzle getting cold and not quite returning, but it does just need that and it went back in its own. Maybe 70, but definitely 60. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. No trickery, it's still going. Definitely 70, maybe 80. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, maybe 90. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. We are definitely getting low on gas now. That's definitely 85, maybe 95. Now, there are not many guns that can do this. There really aren't. That is freezing cold. Absolutely freezing. And imagine we're using this in summer when it's nice and warm. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88. Right, that was 88, maybe 98. 88 definitely, and the slide didn't quite manage to lock back. 89, 90, 91, didn't quite manage to lock back. Give it a second. 92. 93, that would have loaded a BB. Give it a second. 94. 95. If we can squeeze 5 more rounds out of this, we are definitely at 100. But that is so cold. 5 more rounds. 96. 97. 3 more rounds. Come on, baby. 3 more rounds. As you can see, there's no way this gun's going to fail you. It's just not going to fail you. 3 more rounds. 98. 99. one more, and I want it to lock back on this one to show that it would have loaded the round. Come on now, you can do it. Oh, it's not gonna quite blow all the way back for that 100th round, but maybe if I tilt it backwards, we might just get there. No. 99. I'm gonna call that 99 definite shots. And if it does turn out that I forgot to count properly, which I definitely did, it might even be 109 shots fired out of one fill of gas. It's not a cheap gun. If you buy it from the UK, you are looking 160 up to 200 quid for one of these. But my fucking god, is it worth it? It's just absolutely worth your time and effort to spend the money on one of these guns. You will not regret it. You will not regret it. I have normal size hands, not big hands, not small hands, and in my hands, it's still a meaty handful. It's bigger feeling than the USP Compact. It really is. The HK45 CT. Not a new gun, been out for a couple of years, but absolutely worth it. I cannot recommend it enough.